Hello there, my name is Friend J0ekerz. Welcome to my redstone tutorial world. Today we're going to learn how to build big boy furnaces. So as you guys can see, since my last video, my furnace array has changed a little bit. I can now truly call it a super smelter. So we've just basically changed some of the redstone around so that we can make this thing modular, and you can basically expand it as big as you want, up to 4 rows of double hoppers. And the rates that we're getting are about 15,000 items per hour at 50 furnaces here. And then you go over to a double, and with the double you can make it 8 wide or 9 furnaces wide, and you'll get between 30 to 35,000 items smelted per hour. That's right, I said 1,000. Here we got 136 furnaces with a triple wide, and you get about 45,000 items per hour. And then you've got this bad boy here, rocking about 65,000 items per hour. And as you can see, it just pours in not just one chest, but 2 chests and 3 chests. This is the real deal. So when you want to use one of these, you just come around the back here to your fuel input beside this honey block here, and you can put in your fuel, and it'll automatically distribute and cycle the pistons. Whenever the items reach the end there, it'll flash this torch. That little circuit is courtesy of J0ekerz Redstone. Him and I both went over these furnace designs together, and we've come up with some good ideas. Once your furnace is done smelting, you can just hit this button here and it'll rotate the array twice. It doesn't matter which array you're using, and it'll completely empty the furnace into your output chests. So what I think I'll do is build the original sized furnace first from my last video with all the improvements. Then I'll show you guys how you can make it bigger. These are some of the items that you're going to need to build the furnace. I will put exact quantities in the description for a single double row furnace, so the 50 furnace array, and then you guys will have to do some math to figure out the rest. So first thing we're going to do is have a double chest with 10 hoppers into the back of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to do the same thing again, all the way to the end, fix our mistakes. Then you're going to want to take your pistons and come across the back here. We're going to put a row of pistons. And then we're going to take our furnaces and we're going to make, let's see here, this way, that way. We're going to make this pattern, and I'm going to make it 10 wide and come right back. Also, before we get carried away, we're going to take a single chest and put it here, and then a hopper going into that chest. And then we're going to come around the back here and put hoppers in the back. This is so that your furnace can empty very, very quickly when it's done smelting. So let me put the furnaces in, and then I'll be right back. Okay, now we're going to come across the back and put a temporary block. And we're going to put our pistons in like this. A bit tricky. There we go. We're going to go all the way across the back. Alright. And then we can come around this way and put our pistons that are going to do the down push in here. Just like that. Get rid of those. Okay, so coming across the front, we're going to put a row of temporary blocks going across like this so that we can set our pistons. Is that right? There we go, so that they're facing the right way. Alright. So this part's a bit tricky, so I'm going to get that done and I'll be right back. Alright, now that that's done, we can break these. And if you've been following with me, this is what you should have so far. Alright, we're going to take some redstone dust and put redstone dust on our pistons here, here, as well as here. Then we can take a temporary block, put it there, break this guy, and put a line across the back, just like that, with redstone dust. Okay? Let's start building the item distribution. So we're going to take hoppers, and we're going to do a triple row, just like this. And we're going to do this all the way across the top, and I will come back. Okay, now that that's done, for reference here, we're on this side of the furnace. We're going to come across this side, and we're going to put a row of solid blocks along here. We're going to put 2 blocks here, as well as some temporary blocks, and then those blocks will be staying with us. So just like that, and then we're going to put some more solid blocks along here. Then we're going to take our hoppers again, point them into our temporary blocks, and make it 2 hoppers longer than the array itself. Okay, now that that's done, we could take regular piston, put it like this on either side. Then we're going to take a solid block and place it here, and take an obsidian and place it there. Then we can come across on this side. We're going to break these 2, and we're going to put pistons like this, as well as obsidian under them like that. Then we can take our torches and place a torch on each piston. Then we can take redstone dust and go right the way across on both sides. Then we can take our comparators, place one here and here. Alright, we're going to start wiring up the redstone, so we're going to need a sticky piston. I should say the redstone, I should say the circuit that makes it spins. Then we're going to take an observer and place it across here. Then we're going to take some glass and go like that. And we're going to take a solid block here and here. Then we're going to take another sticky piston and place it here, as well as a solid block there with an observer. Then we could take our glass and bring it down like so. And get rid of that guy and that guy. Then we can take a repeater, place it here on 2 ticks. And we're going to need to actually move this glass block down. And take another repeater, place it here on 3 ticks. And then we're going to place redstone dust across like this and like this. And that's what you should have. Now, when you go and build bigger, this isn't going to change. You're going to be using the same timings, except for the bigger furnaces, you're going to need 3 repeaters set on 1 tick to make up for this one, for example, and 2 repeaters set on 1 tick, so that you have a 2-tick pulse here and a 3-tick pulse there. If you want to make sure that it works, you can just take a lever and place it on here and give it a quick pulse, and your furnaces should rotate, and you're good to go. Alright, so we're going to need some fuel. So let's come across the back, and we're going to double hopper into these furnaces here and install our fuel input. Just like this. Easy peasy. Then we're going to take a solid block, put it here, And then I'm going to do one of those. Okay, we're going to take our comparator and place it here. Then we take our hoppers and come all the way across the back. And again, we're going to go 2 past. Then we can take our solid blocks. We're going to place them along here. Okay, and our dust. We're skip dusting today, apparently. And then we're going to take a piston, place it here, and here. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Just like that. And we need to steal a torch. Place a torch here, and here. And then we need our input chest, just like that. So we're going to put a double chest up here. And that's where your item input will be, with a block here and there, so like that. Okay, I'm going to take a comparator reading off of here, and we're going to take a torch and put it here, and then we're going to take our sticky piston and try to get it to point down, just like that. And there's your honey block. Okay, next we're going to need a solid block on top of this torch, as well as a repeater on top of the hopper. And then we're going to take a glass block and place it here, and a redstone dust right here. And what that's going to do is rotate the furnaces when you are just wanting to put fuel in there and not actually cook anything. So at rest, you can put your fuel in here, and it'll rotate the array for you and evenly distribute the fuel in the furnaces. So if you'd like to be able to fill the fuel while the furnace is cooking as well, you just have to build this circuit here, and it will prevent the furnace from getting a double pulse from the automatic filling circuit when it's at rest. So if it's not cooking, you just build this here and flick this lever. It'll keep the chest forced down, and it'll extend the piston, moving the block, keeping it from receiving double pulses here from this repeater. Alright, next we're going to install our double pulse generator. And what this does is it empties out the furnace when it's done smelting. So we're going to want an observer pointing into this block. Get some dust there. The observer is going to stare at a lamp. And then we're just going to do this. And then come across like this. We're going to put a repeater here on one tick. We're going to take a sticky piston and place it here. And then an observer like that. Now we're going to take some dust and go like this. And then we can take our comparators and make a pulse extender like that. So what's going to happen is when we press this button right here, the observer is going to send one signal and light up the lamp and cycle the furnaces. And then when the lamp goes out, it's going to cycle a second time, and all your drops will be in this chest. It doesn't matter what size array you build, everything will end up in here after you push this button, unless you've done something horribly wrong, like not waiting for it to stop or something like that. Alright, let's run a quick test to make sure that it works. First, we're going to place our fuel in here. We're going to let it cycle a little bit, make sure that at least every furnace gets one. There you go, starting to distribute. Alright. And then we can take items to cook, place them in here, and everything should light up, and then I'll show you guys how to make it bigger. There you go. Looks like our fuel shutoff worked. Alright, the rest of the fuel's in here. And again, you can override it if you want with a lever to have it distribute fuel all the time. Okay, so everything works. I'm going to show you guys how to make it bigger. So what we want to do is come along and break all these pistons. And we're going to break these furnaces here. Okay. And then we're going to break. So we want to make this to step it up to the double furnace there. You're going to want to make it 9 furnaces long. So we need to break everything on this side here. And then we're just going to rebuild all the distribution circuits. And then I'll come back and I'll show you guys how to make it wider and how the redstone on the side changes a little bit. So I will do that and I will be right back. Okay, so we're just going to come along here and we're going to move this chest over. The same thing with this guy. I'm going to move it over. Then we can take our hoppers and go like this. Try not to fall down. And we're going to go like that. And like this. Let's build a row of hoppers all the way along here. Okay. And same thing like this. Alright. Now let's take our furnaces, place them on top. Just like that. There you go, Bob's your uncle. Let's take one more hopper like that, and like that. This is what you should have, just like this. Alright, and then we can take more hoppers. Sorry about all the hoppers, but again, this is a big boy furnace. We're not messing around. We've got great iron farms now in Bedrock. So let's go. Let's get this done. Right? So I'm going to lay the rest of these hoppers down here and I will be right back. Alright, let's put more furnaces here and here. Just like that. Forgot to break these. Don't want those. Pick up all our stuff. We're going to take more furnaces and place them across like this. Okay. Now we're ready to work on our hopper system. So we are going to place triple row of hoppers again, all the way across. I will do that and be right back. Alright, now we're going to double up our distribution circuit. Just like that. You can kind of see a pattern here. Basically, you know, it doesn't matter how big you want to go, up to 4 banks of double hoppers. This is what you do. Alright, so we're just repeating. Don't forget your comparators. Cross here. Okay, torch. Let's put in our piston. These don't have to be sticky pistons, by the way. It's just because I'm in creative. It's too easy to just do pick block, right? Okay, so I'm going to finish building the distribution system here with the hoppers going across, and I will be right back. Alright, let's take our chests, put them across. You can have the glass if you'd like or not. It's up to you. Basically, you know, if you tend to drop things, it's kind of a little nice to have that across there. So all that's left now is we need to wire up our pistons. So we're going to do the same thing as before. One row across this way. Fix our sins. And let's take a temporary row of blocks across here. I'll lay out those pistons facing the other direction and I'll be back. I just noticed when I was tearing up the redstone here that my furnace cycled because I didn't, you know, depower it or anything. So just make sure that you have a row of furnaces across the back here, and if you don't, just place it up here, and then when you rotate the furnace, everything will be back to normal. So let's wire this up. Get our redstone dust. Right, just like this. I'm sure you can see where this is going. Solid block here. Piston. Sticky piston here. Sticky piston here. place a temporary block here just so we've got somewhere to place our observer. I might have to break a couple of these guys just like that. Put them back. Okay, just like this. Then we can take our glass and go like this and like that. And then solid block here. Server there. Let's see here. Glass. Just like this. We're almost done. Okay. Repeater here on 2 ticks. Just going across. Over top of the piston here. Just like this. Repeater on 3 ticks. Okay, and I think we're done. So if you want to triple it up or quadruple it up like all the way over here, you're going to want to make sure that the array is 8 wide. So if you're planning to build bigger, and bigger as you go, I recommend just making it 8 wide after you double it up, and then you won't have to break all the redstone on the side again. So there you go, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the tutorial, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.